He's back!
Guess who's back? Back again. Shady.
It's noisy. Traffic. It's at 8:30 on a Thursday morning. It's the 2nd of February, but I'm going to do a January plot tour. Now, the reason I'm doing a January plot tour on the 2nd of February is because my phone's back. Yeah, I'm looking at the screen of a perfect phone. Now it's wrapped in screen protectors and rubber cases and shockproof and all that type of stuff. So hopefully we won't have too many more disasters, because I'm bound to go A over T again. That's ass over boobies. Falling on the ass or face planting or something again in the frosty weather that's going to be coming at some stage in the future. So, plot tour. Okay, I'm going to do a plot tour, and at the end of it I should do the reveal of the surprise that I mentioned in the last video. There's nothing major, but I love it. Right, let's do a plot tour. I'm going to start at the fruit end, which is fast becoming the no dig end. Okay, this is also the end where most of the traffic is, so forgive me. Nothing much changed along there. There are signs of life where I planted daffodils and other bulbs along this front here. You can see them. Cute traffic. There we go. And there's a few others coming up, but that one's the most obvious. Oh no, there's another one there. Look. Lovely. So yeah, excuse me sniffing. My nose is constantly running at the moment. I've mulched lots and lots of leaves everywhere because I have a surplus of leaves, and it's nature's way of keeping the ground nice and warm. Nothing much happening there. Grass is looking superb around there. The pond level has dropped a lot. We haven't had any rainfall for a few days, so the pond has actually dropped a lot, which is fine. You know, it's not really a pond. Right, the no dig area. Oops. So it's getting there. So cardboard laid down. All of the earth that I'm digging out of the bank goes down on top, and then, as I say, there'll be a corridor down the centre here, but more cardboard and earth there, more cardboard and earth there, all filled in. I'm gradually getting the cardboard to do it, and there's plenty of earth left. As you see, I've mounted that up pretty much. The slightly different colour is out one of the compost bins. I thought I'd mix it in to finish off. It's not quite there yet. It's woody, wood chips and stuff, so it needs breaking down a bit more. But you know, just put it out. The worms will get it before the spring. In here, this is my poo bin. That end is all the good poo. That's the pure pony poo. There it is, breaking down gently. Love it, full of worms. At this end is the new stuff that I've been collecting. And there you can see some of it on the floor there. This is very much more straw mixed with poo, so it's going to take a bit longer to break down. And in fact, what I'm going to do is show you in a second. I'm going to mulch it later. More leaves along here. You can see I've actually planted tulips along this gap here, so you can see them just coming out there, and there's another nice one there. Hopefully these will multiply as time goes by. Let's show you more of the beds. I've started to weed the strawberry beds, and I'll carry on doing that as time goes by. Nothing major there. The peas on that side, yeah, maybe they're still going, maybe they won't, doesn't really matter. I've mulched these big peas, the ones that had gone like 4 foot high. I've died off in the frost, so I've mulched those over with more leaves to keep the rain from washing the nutrients that the dying peas will leave in the ground. So all the peas are still under there, so they're going to be a good green manure for the surface. Field beans are still doing really well, as you see. Can't complain about the field beans at all. Now I've taken loads of cuttings of other people's with permission, lavenders and herbs. So that, and again, I've borrowed these trays off another plot holder. He's such a gentleman. Anything that he's not using, you can actually use on his. So yeah, so they're all borrowed, those plots. Yeah, broad beans didn't survive much, neither of them. I mean, there's 1 or 2 plants left over. I have replanted them, but they went really leggy again because of the extra frost being kept inside. We'll get over it. Peas died. That's all going to get dragged over when I plant the next lot of peas. Right, and then this has really not changed. I've cut back a lot of the frost. It needs redoing again. Gosh, that made me jump. That was the farmer taking his taking his cows off the market or having new ones brought in. Very sad. Be a vegan. Anyway, kale still going well. Spinach has bounced back after I cut off all the dead stuff that died in the frosts. Cauliflowers thinned out, so and they still don't look very healthy. So I'm hoping that if we do get more bad weather, it's not going to kill them off at all. There are still a few small ones out there. Shallots seem to be doing okay. The beetroots seem to have done all right. Turnips, well, I don't think they were affected at all. There's not a lot there, but they're still growing. Leeks, the donated leeks are okay. Garlics are okay. The spring onions I put in did die, so I've got more spring onions growing, and I'll do various succession sowings of those throughout the year. So that's the look there. Right, let's go over to the ancillary parts. So this is the rhubarb. There's 3 sets, and I'm going to force one, even though it's in its first year. I'm still going to force it because I've got loads. I've got 7 sets of rhubarb, so I might as well try forcing it. But even though these are offcuts, look, they're doing really well. They're beginning to bulk up. Still covered this. Those 2 haven't changed. And here we go. This is the finished set of bins. So in that one we have general compost. I've mixed it up, and you see that was well high up there and it's sunk back down, so that's composting well. Leaf mould, unfortunately this needs attaching again. It seems to have come away, but that's all right. That's only a 2-second job. I think it's because the wood that I put it through was quite wet, so I'll put in longer screws, more of them. But otherwise the leaves there seem to be doing well. And there's the 3rd bin. That's more leaves in there at the moment, but it could be used for other stuff. Now there we go. Next stage is that I dug out the bank. You can see how much I dug it out. There's a good 40 centimeters, 40-50 centimeters in places, and that's what went onto the no dig beds over in the corner. But yeah, so there's all. I dug out the bank, popped over the darlets, get them out the way so I can start composting again. That space I'll tell you about in a second. Don't worry about the water bucket, that's just a tea that'll be moved at some stage. Now that was the tea, that's the comfrey tea. That was what I strained my groin on, which by the way is feeling fine. No, that sounds wrong. Let's rewind that. I'm having no ill adverse effects from where I pulled a muscle in my nether regions the other day. Yeah, so that's fine. So I'm feeling okay about that. I'm quite confident. I'm very hopeful that there's no long-term effects. Yes, so there's the bins out the way, and again I'll clean all those down so they don't look so muddy. But yeah, I'm hoping that will keep the place tidy, and all the bins and things all nice and tidy. Now this area, as you see, still needs digging out. You can see the bank here, all of this in the lip. I'll flatten all this off, make it all nice, and then the sheds can be moved back. So both the sheds, both the the tall one and the small one. The tall one would go facing the pond, with the door facing the pond, and the wooden one would be in a line with it, facing me at the moment. So there we go. Right, plot tour, not very long. Oh, let's go and show you all of the bulbs that are coming up. Oh, I'm sneezing well this morning. Right, so here we are sitting by the pond. As you see, all the bulbs are beginning to poke their heads through, and as we scan round, you can see, unfortunately, people are treading on them as they come and look at the pond. So I might actually rope it off. But yeah, there's lots of bulbs popping up. More over here. And again, sadly, they are being trod on by people that are coming to look at the pond and stuff. And then go over here, we have more bulbs popping through, the lilies. Not much happening on the native bulb front. Oh, they're struggling to come through there. Look at that, that's lovely. I'll keep it partly mulched over. Right, yeah, the native bulbs start here and go up here. Oh no, look! Now, is that a bulb or is that an iris coming up? Because the irises around the pond are beginning to show. Might be an iris, but there's, yeah, look, there's quite a few bulbs. Now in here were native daffodils, UK daffodils, native bluebells, and some others. But yeah, we'll see how they come up. But yeah, all looking good. Right, let's go on and sort of surprise now for you. And the pond in all its glory, looking cold and wet. Well, ponds normally look wet. So, what is this? Thank you, Piggy or Laurie. So, what is this wonderful secret? Well, apart from a very old Asda, dirty old thermos, and a cup of tea, well, as you see, there's a table and I'm sitting at a chair. But that's not the best of it. The best of it. Look at him! Aww. Look at my little pot-bellied boy burner. I've not really got it going. I'm going to let it go out because the smoke is blowing over these houses. But yeah, look at it. I went to help the lady that has the ponies that deliver my poo. Pony poo. I did some odd jobs for them around the house, and as a result, oh look, flames. As a result, they said we've got a couple of things that we don't require anymore. There's a nice little chest freezer which I've got at home, and this lovely contraption. Look at him, beautiful. Now he did come a bit rusty, but I've got some they call it grate polish now, so I polished him up. But now look, I've got my own little burner. But yeah, my nice little pot-bellied burner. As I was saying, I went to help somebody with some maintenance around their kitchen garden. Did a bit of this, a little bit of that, and they said there's a couple of things that we don't need anymore. One of them being a single size chest freezer, not a big wide double one, but a little single size. And I said, yeah, I'd love that. And they turned around and showed me this. They were going to install it in a holiday home, but the cost of installing it was excruciating, as it had to be installed by someone and inspected by someone else, and it wasn't cheap. So in the end, they just decided to get rid. They were going to sell it for scrap or sell it, you know, for a few quid, but they wanted me to have it for all the help that I've given them, and I was so pleased. Yeah, I love it. It's my little pride and joy. Yeah. He's chained up, he's not going anywhere. He's fixed to that massive great cable that comes down from the post, so if anybody sees a bit of scrap iron, they won't be able to grab it easy. Yeah, so it's got the plate on top. Ooh, So it's got the plate on top, so I'll have to get a kettle and a frying pan, and I can make my own food and things. Yeah, but I'll have to watch that chimney because it wants to send the smoke over the houses. There is one branch above it. Yeah, it looks as though there's a lot there, but it's just this little bit here, which is out of focus. Sorry, my hands are dirty. So I'll cut that so that there's no trees above it, so they won't get scorched or risk of fire or anything. If needs be, I can always move it another few foot. It's extremely breezy today, so it's not going to last very long. I'm not. I only lit it to show you. But normally, when the wind is that way, oh, look how dirty my hands are. When the wind is that way, that's east. No, that's west. That's east. So when we have a westerly wind, I'll have it on. There is also another length of chimney, so I might actually fix that at a later date when I find some way of actually putting it on there without it sort of blowing around in the wind and falling off. Might need a couple of screws or something. Yeah, really pleased. I'll paint it all up at some point, all the chimney and the post. Get rid of that black tape, use wire or screws, bolts. But absolutely gorgeous little contraption. Really so pleased. Right, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take the 5 photos again of the plot that I had on the number 1 episode I uploaded. For comparison, I'll show you the befores and afters, and I'll do that every plot tour. All right, so I'm a little surprised. I'm so happy. I mean, after all the bad luck of last week, where, you know, with the groin strain and the broken phone and the expense of having to have the screen repaired and stuff, I am just so happy with the gift of the table and chair. Let me show you from a distance. And again, these were gifted to me by the same lady that brought me the 2 storage boxes. So thank you very much indeed. She's a gem. Yeah, look at that. All the neighbours want to come over and join in. Love it.